Oh hey, you're joining us again. No. So last week we got the panel done on the driver's side of the bus. We originally thought we were going to contour the one piece around the window, but due to the way we actually cut the cap during the roof raise, it wouldn't allow for us to do one whole piece. So we ended up doing a simpler square and hanging that up. We managed to finish all the riveting on the bottom edge and top edge of the panels on the passenger side. So that was really exciting. That includes putting all the Sikaflex in and sealing it up, so really happy with that. Yeah, it was a good accomplishment. So we're able to move on from that and finish up the walls. What we did yesterday was a lot of welding. We welded these supports in place. This is an 1.5 inch square tube, steel, pretty simple stuff. Lauren cut all of this last week and yesterday, and I welded it in place. So it's not so much that it's adding much structurally. This horizontal piece is a thicker tube than the window frames. The window frame is thin wall. It's about 0.63 thick. And this is 0.90 thick, so it's a lot thicker, stronger steel tube. The vertical section here will be simply to support the wall, the interior wall, because what we will be doing is actually installing runners going down the length of the bus, and they will be fixed to the tubes. What this is going to do is provide a level of separation between the actual steel structure and the interior wall that we have, so we won't get as much radiant heat. This will also help contain all the foam insulation that we're doing. All in all, will provide an easy way for us to hang the interior walls as well as run electrical, because it gives us a slight gap to run all of our wire along. So we have a bunch of 12 gauge and 10 gauge wire that we'll be running. So one added component of what we will be doing is using sill seal, and this is foam that we purchased from Lowe's called sill seal. Sill, S-I-L-L, is the interface between a foundation and your first level of wood, which would be used for framing. So usually you would have block and then maybe a 2x4 on top of that, and that interface between the two, the actual wood, is called the sill, and the interface between them can be difficult to insulate and protect against moisture transfer. That is why Dow company came up with sill seal. So this is simply a closed cell foam that you can put underneath the wood. We used it in the floor. You might check out the floor installation on our website, backtoschoolbus.com, and you'll see where we use this in the floor. And what we'll be doing is simply taking strips of this and gluing it to the metal and then putting the wood directly over that. So it's going to provide even one more level of separation and prevent radiant heat from really entering the bus. A lot of people have used, they use the foil insulation, and that's good for stopping radiant heat once it's actually radiant. And what that means is if this tube heats up and then in turn starts heating the air on the other side of it, that means that it's radiating heat. It's conducted heat across its thickness and now radiating it out into our bus, which is bad. If we were to take a foil face and press it up against that, it doesn't necessarily stop the fact that the heat has conducted across the metal. Foam is not conductive. So by putting this over the metal faces, we will essentially be stopping the conductive heat from turning into radiant heat, which is a great way to do it. So we won't be sitting in a microwave any longer like we are now, which will be really nice because sometimes it's tough working in here. That's what we accomplished yesterday. All the windows have these have this T structure installed underneath them. Really happy with the way they turned out, and we'll be able to move on from there. Now, one aspect that is not done on the passenger side, because we just finished the wall, is all the caulking along the perimeter. So we've been putting Sikaflex on all the joints. So we will now need to finish installing the Sikaflex on the passenger side, and also we will need to paint. So we'll have to give all the fresh steel a coat of Rust-Oleum, and then we'll put a coat of enamel over that. And all of the galvanized steel underneath of the window will get a coat of latex paint, which is for aluminum or galvanized steel. And you can see what the finished product looks like on this side here. We have the latex paint that's already been done. It was actually done prior to installing the sheet metal. So this will be done under all of the windows. It's primarily to extend the life of the galvanized steel, and it does provide a little bit of thermal insulation, which is surprising, but a nice, it is nice. It's nice. Anytime we can stop heat transfer from the metal into the bus, it's a good thing. So we'll be doing all of that on the passenger side, as none of it has been done thus far. So that will be our task for today, and exciting enough, we will also be working on putting the rigid foam insulation in the ceiling and finish the walls. So hopefully today we will have all the insulation that is taking up our wonderful floor space installed, and we will have a slightly more comfortable interior to work in. So it should be pretty exciting. It's going to be a drastic change. Things are going to look very different. And I believe that's about it. We'll have to check back in with you when we're done, or at some point in between now and then, so you can see how we're doing and if we made any mistakes. Hopefully not. Hopefully everything goes right the first time. Keep your fingers crossed.